Hello, my lovelies. How are you? I am Eriu and this is Eriu Tarot Readings. And you, my darling, you are very welcome here today. So, guys, I'm so sorry I've been MIA for quite some time. Life's been a bit busy and I've been doing other things and applying for other things and such. So, well, you guys voted and you said to me, majority was that you guys wanted bi-weekly readings. So here I am. I know I didn't get, unfortunately, to the start of May, which I'm really sorry about, but I am on the go here and I'm ready to rock with your 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of May, your bi-weekly readings of May 2017. So my lovelies, let's rock and roll. There's no time to waste and let's do your reading. Hi Scorpio, how's it going? How are you? This is your bi-weekly reading for May the 15th to the 31st, 2017. Again, apologies for being MIA, but I'm here now and I'm ready to do your weekly reading. But the thing is, I say bi-weekly reading, but realistically, May has 2.5 weeks involved in it. So this will span for the 2.5 week period for you guys. And as always, if this doesn't resonate with you, that's totally fine. Do check out your moon and your rising sign as well. And as always, I'll put that link at the bottom for you if you need to calculate that. So Scorpio, hope you've been well. Hope things are kind of winding down for you and I kind of feel like they are. So we're going to do 2 readings for you. General reading for the 2 weeks and a love reading for the 2 weeks. I've noticed that these readings are going on for nearly an hour. Christ, sorry guys, I can't stop talking. It's something that's very free flowing. So once I start, sometimes I can't stop. But I'll try and keep an eye on the time for you, because I realise as well that viewing something like this, you know, it's an investment in your time as well. So, all right, guys, and also if you hear those slurpy slurpers, it's my beverage here. You know, gotta keep myself hydrated. And it's delicious. It's just lemon and water, but it's bloody delicious. Okay. No, thank you. All right. Done. Okay, it's done. Yeah. Okay, so your top line for your general reading is the first week. Your bottom line is the general readings second week. So let's see how you're getting on the next few weeks. Ooh. Great. Oh, Lord. But Lord in a good way. All right, let's just check this out for you. Right. First of all, let's just take into account some things, yeah? You've got 3 major arcanas in a 6-card spread, and not only that, you have 2 aces out of 4 aces in total. So you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Right, so I think we should just get straight into it, yeah? Let's look at your first week. So starting the start of the week, midweek, and end of the week. The very start of the week we have the Emperor. The middle of the week we have Temperance. And the end of the week we have Ace of Swords. Now, the Emperor is an extremely strong card. He is the father of the deck. He is above all the kings. He is it. He is, as I say, he's the father of the deck. He represents Aries and sometimes Mars energy as well. Now, what is he here? What is he doing here? Right, well, you guys seem to get a little bit fiery lately. Like there's fire, like Temperance can be Sagittarius as well. Strength down here can be like Leo, Sag. I mean, and then you've got the Ace of Rods and Rods here. Like this is complete fire, bar this one card here. So something's going on with you lately that you just, you're either on fire or you're just becoming very openly passionate about things. But let's get back to this Emperor. So this wonderful Aries man, doesn't have to be an Aries man in your life. It could be an Aries person coming into your life at the start of the week. But do you know what? I feel this is more you. You're putting on this mask or the hat of the Emperor. And it's very much knowing yourself, knowing your place, knowing the people in some ways that serve you. You've been there, you've done that, you've seen it all. And in many ways, this is like a really high achievement card. It's being the best of the best. It's being highly qualified in what you do. But it's also knowing the parts that make it all up. So like the really good parts that you experience, that are great. One second, there's a moth. Sorry, it's can't deal with moths. Yeah, so it's that those rough parts that you go through, those really tough decisions that you have to make, you are more than able to make them. And I feel like you have made them, and you've had to make them over the last 3 to 4 weeks or 3 to 4 months. They may have been decisions that you weren't always 100% comfortable in having to make a decision on, but there you are. Like, it's just kind of when life throws you things, you got to deal with it. And the Emperor deals with it in such a timely fashion as well. I guess sometimes he can be a bit, I would say, cutthroat in his demeanour. But, you know, he's that guy. You know, if you watch House of Cards, if anyone watches House of Cards, he's Kevin Spacey. I hope you guys watch House of Cards. It's great, watch it. But that, you know, to me, he is Kevin Spacey. He makes the decisions nobody else wants to make. Yes, he can be criticised for that. But he knows behind it all, he understands the bigger picture and what it is that he needs to do and what his position entails. I feel like you guys are putting on this hat at the very start of this week, but not just like, there you go, I'm going to adopt this kind of demeanour. It's more of a case of you've gradually worked your way towards this. Now, yes, I call this a general reading, and that can be your work life, your study life, your home life, domestic life, and friendships as well. Anything that's kind of outside a romantic sense. So whatever you're coming out of, because it feels like you're coming out of here, and I kind of feel like you're closing the chapter or the door on this, like it's done. Whatever is here is done. Like you've put in the graft, you know what I mean? And then you slowly have become this Emperor in your own right. And it's interesting because, you know, Scorpio, you've got that, your beautiful water energy. So to completely like flip the script and be this fire sign, it's like, ooh, you must have gone through a few things to get to this point, to get, you know, to understand your opposite really. And then midweek, you've got Temperance. Now, as I said, it was Sagittarius energy, can be known as. This card is gorgeous in this deck. I always want you to see these cards. Bit of glare. Like, she is just stunning. She always reminds me of this kind of like beautiful Navajo princess, you know? I know princess is inaccurate terminology, but she's got that wisdom, she's got that knowingness, and she stands on her own. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, she holds 2 cups. This beautiful divine being or entity holds these 2 cups, and she balances and flows, allows water to flow in between the 2 of them. And it's all about really divine equilibrium, balancing of what I always say, the self, right? I know I say that a lot, but like, first and foremost, you, the individual, the person, the self, is extremely important. And this beautiful divine temperance energy comes along and says to you, look, you're starting to understand what it means to allow this fluid water to flow in and out of 2 cups. These 2 cups can be an emotional development of the highest sense. And remember, as I said, you are water. If you really want to look into it, you are the water between those 2 cups. The quite, how do I say it, rocky waves of water sometimes can be quite overwhelming for you and can literally wash over you and slightly drown you in some cases. But here it's saying now you understand the balance within yourself for that emotional fluidity. You understand that this equilibrium needs to be nurtured, needs to grow, and through that you get a greater understanding of what that is. And this is like, it's weird, it's like this is like a secondary achievement for you. So it's like, here's your first achievement, here's your second achievement. Yes, you have come into this fire-like energy, But at the same time, your core, your roots, you know, your insides are still working on this, collecting this data of inner knowledge of emotional development. So imagine whatever happened to you a few weeks ago, 3 to 4 weeks ago, 3 to 4 months ago, hasn't been easy. It's been a bit tough, maybe even a bit rough sometimes, where you had to put your head down and keep going. And in circumstances where you had to deal with things that you didn't want to deal with, but they were put in your path, and you're like, oh, okay, I have to deal with this now, great, and I have to do this. But know that that was all for your benefit to come to this stage. Love this. Love this. I love this altogether anyway, because it's so good. Hold on. Beverage. Yes. And so what do we ever want out of ourselves? What do we ever really want in life? What is? Okay, I'll ask you the question right now, okay, Scorpio? What is the most important thing in life? Some of you say love. Probably, yeah. But before that, before love, what is the most important thing? For a person, what is the most important thing? Truth. Truth is the most important thing for every single one of us. To live in truth, to feel our truth, and to make way for other people to live and be in their truth. That is, first and foremost, the most important thing we can have as human beings. Some of you will say, oh, no, hold on, no, love is. No, love. Yeah, but think about it this way, right? You need to know yourself. You need to know your insides. You need to know how you work. You need to know your own personal truth. This is who I am, essentially. You need to know that before, as I always say, before you can give yourself to anyone, before love can come, before love is allowed in. So you're coming like into this personal hierarchy, self-hierarchy, but from experiences. And now it's like you're getting the rewards of that now. You're going to start to see it in yourself. More importantly, when you walk down the street, you're going to start to feel it. And that truth of which I speak comes for you at the end of the week. At the end of the first week. Ace of Swords. Great energy. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Hey, what's up, Aces? So Aces are the suit's most purest energy. So we're looking at swords, and as I always say, communication, logic, truth, thought. More importantly, truth. I want you to think really along the lines of Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, and what each of them are like. Those people that share those signs in our lives, what are they like? What do they all have in common? They're quite chatty, yeah. Even the slightly quieter ones that you first meet, once you get talking to them, they're like, they have rapid eye movement. Do you ever notice that? Their eyes flick from one thing to another as they speak. Their tongue is so rapid. Their mind is sharp. Most of the time. And so this sword is coming in for you and will help you, as a sword does, especially the Ace of Swords comes in to cut away at all the niggly little bits, yeah, those annoying little like voices, like people. I feel normally it's like, I say this is like cutting away the fat, yeah? You're just left with the chunk of good, right? God, that's a terrible phrase. Please don't ever quote me on that, the chunk of good. Christ. But you know what I mean? It's like you're left with the good stuff, yeah? And for me, it's like, for you in this particular reading, is that you're finally going to start listening to your own words. And those words, and you understand, they carry weight. And that communication for you now has been a struggle, but is now in a really nicely formed area, nicely formed phase for you. Whatever is left, well, I feel like this is people just in your ear, just annoying you, Scorpio. Like I keep getting me, 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 me. You know those little voices, God. And I keep, sorry, I don't mean this badly, but I keep getting a Pisces and a Taurus. But especially Pisces is kind of, and no offense to any Pisces that are, you know, watching this on behalf of Scorpio or whatever. I don't mean that. That's just the sign I'm getting. But there's a whininess to it. Me, 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 me. Oh God, it's annoying me. But this sword is coming in to kind of shut out the noise. And you do that by using your words now more effectively. Be careful, this sword is sharp, yeah? If you imagine the tongue as a sword, our words can be so sharp. We can hurt, we can cut people with them. And you know, we don't really want to do that, yet sometimes whatever way we're feeling, if our inner resources are down and it's just a bad time, it's a bad moment that someone decides to be at you and you just, you know, you whip out that sword and that's it. Cut, done. You almost cut the people in half. And I know, like most of us don't mean to do that, but it can happen when this sword comes up. So if there are, and you know what's weird, like this feels more like residual, like it's just residue, because I feel like you've already dealt with most of these things, but there's a few little things then that you need to get rid of. What I keep getting for you is for you to deliver your information. So I don't know what that might mean for actually some of you. Maybe, okay, some of you will have presentations that you'll need to do. Some of you will have the written word to deliver. Yeah. Whew. So now it's about you delivering what you've learned, what you've brought forth from those 3 to 4 weeks or 3 to 4 months. Could be even be years for you. If you guys are in an academic sense and you're looking at doing your, you've been doing your degree, your bachelor's, or it's like even your master's is involved in that time. But hey, look, cool that it's here, because I know as well, Scorpio, like you choose your words carefully as well, but when you bring in this air energy, your words are going to flow way better. Do you know what I mean? It's just like breathing to you. It will just be so much more fluid than what you're used to. And the chit chat, the gibber, I just keep getting these people just chick, 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 chick. Look, if it's a case of people are talking crap about you or talking behind your back, look, you have to ignore that. Ignore them. They're not worth your time. They never were to begin with. And if people have time to talk about you, A, they've nothing going on in their lives, and B, they've nothing going on in their lives. So they target good people in order to make themselves feel better, because it's easier when you're low to pull someone down than it is to pull yourself back up. But this is less. This is less. This is not as much, I feel. So interesting first week, right? I think so. Sorry, my voice is going now. Okay, let's look at your your second week. Page of Rods, Ace of Rods, Strength. Holy God. Right, so start of the week, midweek, and end of the week. So you've come into your truth in major freaking ways, Scorpio. Like seriously strong ways. And look at how these two face outwards. It's so important when you look at the illustration of a tarot deck. Look at how they look at you. They look at you. That's it. You want people to look at you, and this is all about someone seeing you, seeing your strength, feeling your presence. Cool. And then they're coming into your truth with your sword. Nice one. And then start of the week, Page of Rods. So we've got this wand energy. Beautiful fire. Leo or Sagittarius or Leo, Sagittarius or Aries. Right. Mad. Right. You've got so much fire in your belly. But it doesn't feel like it's destructive. It feels more like you're just you're smoking, Scorpio. Do you know what I mean? you're lit up. I love that. And it's page. Now, pages, as we know, are the students of the deck, and they have a learning curve with their particular suit. And this page is no exception. He's got that wand, or rod as it's called in this deck. And he holds it knowing, he knows its strength and its weaknesses, but his ability to effectively use it and understand it on a master level, it's kind of weak. He's got to work on that. Now, let me just see. Okay. Okay, excuse me. So, for some of you, there's been a lot of growth, as I say, yeah? And this is more so achievements and almost like self-qualification, you know what I mean? Qualification of understanding yourself. And then you come back to this page of rods the following week. But I think it's because I don't feel like this is a person or anything. I feel like more so it's this fire that you've got that's lit under you now, and that is really kind of becoming a whirlwind around you. It's something that you're still trying to get used to. But at the same time, you're starting to notice the effects of this. And by that I mean the creativity and passion that comes with rods. Now, as we know, Scorpio, and we'll just take a fire sign, Leo, okay? Even though you guys in many ways are polar opposites, you attract each other. There's a magnetism between you. And as I say, polar opposites, really, like Scorpio's very private, Leo's like all out there, very extravagant. What you're starting to understand now, and I've decided to learn more about now, is this fire energy that you are creating. So Scorpios, I like to, do you know what's a good way of describing this, right? Scorpios sleep under the sheets, Leos are on top. Does that make sense? That privacy factor, yeah. And it's like night and day. Many people say it's like night and day. But for Scorpio here, for you, my darling, you're starting to understand the benefits of displaying this fire that you have within you. Because you don't always show that. You don't always show your creativity. You don't always show your passion. For you, you're like, I feel it on the inside, therefore that's enough for me. But now you're starting to get what it means to be that externally exuberant with it all. And this is a seriously creative week for you. You've got two new beginnings here. You've got your Ace of Swords and your Ace of Rods. And it's, with all kind of new beginnings comes a huge learning curve. And that's why the Page of Rods is here as well. But it's interesting because before this Ace of Rods even comes into play, you've decided you want to learn more about it. You want to know how to use that more effectively on the outside. And it's like, you're wanting to know that. You're wanting to understand its results, or how you can get results from it. Is completely backed up by the Ace of Rods that comes in midweek. And as I say, like aces in the suit's purest form. Like, okay, sorry. It just got a bit sexy there. Hold on. Okay. Interesting. Right, so I'll go back to that. Sorry, I'll go back to that in a second. It's important that I finish this bit off. So yes, whatever field you're in, if you're studying or you're working or you're in projects or whatever, you're wanting to understand that creative side, because even jobs that people would see as not necessarily creative are creative. Like especially like managerial positions as well. You have to be creative with your strategy, with your staff, in order to completely kind kind of reap the benefits of it all, but to make sure that your turnover is good. And I'm sorry, I'm not very business minded as such, so my terminology is quite limited, but you understand what I'm trying to say here. Like, there's creativity in that. And the Ace of Rods comes in and says, hey, you want to learn more? I'm going to give you a new beginning on this. I'm going to show you. You want it? You want it that much? I'm going to show you. Well, what I was laughing at, apologies by the way, was that, as I said, like, things are getting a little bit sexy. Like, Page of Rods, he's kind of like this, like, mini Casanova. Do you know what I mean? He's like, thinks he's the shit, you know. He comes in and he's like, hey babe, you know what I mean? So, but it's real kind of that young mentality, like 18, 19, 20-year-olds that think they're like so hot right now, and really haven't come into their own like masculinity or femininity, really. And then Ace of Rods is this, like, can be known as this, like, it's a phallic symbol, but it can be known as just being this completely sexy card. It's like, if you want to go get some, you're going to get it. That's pretty much what it is. So it just made me laugh, because then it was like this Leo was coming up here, and I'm like, hey, maybe it's a Leo, but this is a general reading, so we need to keep it general, right? More so to the point, though, what I feel this is that, as I said, you starting to learn more about that fire energy that you've got flowing inside of you, and that creativity, and how to display it outwards. Because you've obtained many things here, by the way, and all those weeks prior that you've worked towards. So maybe it's the case that some of you are starting to look for, or are part of a new job, or you're looking for internships. You kind of feel like you're starting at the bottom, but know that, like, what you've learned work-wise up to this point has been so important for you, and this is the processes that you've learned now you can effectively implement into this new time, a new chapter of your life. And the Ace of Rods, whatever may be uncertainty, or, you know, like, not feeling completely comfortable that you have with the Page, because he's so young and it's a student-like energy, is the Ace of Rods comes in and says, no, you got this. Like, this is a new beginning. Yes, it feels uncomfortable, you're not sure, but look, I'm here. Boom, it's coming for you. And then what does come for you is the Strength card, which is Leo. So this is someone for you. So let me clarify this a little bit more, yeah? This person is seriously going to help you out, Scorpio. And you know why I think it is as well? It's because they see that fire in you, and they can completely understand it, because that's what they're made of. But they understand and see your willingness to try and to learn more, to understand, like, understand more. Let's check out this chat for you here. There we are. Lovely. Okay. Ooh. Oh, hey. Okay. Right. Let me just fold these over for a second so that you can see here. So let's just do a bit of clarifying on this. Okay. Right, okay, straight off the bat, this may have been a person that has had their own business beforehand, was manager of their own business, or owned their own establishment. That may have gone. They may have gone into bankruptcy or liquidation, or they had to sell that property. This is not something that they were very proud of. I keep getting like it's a pub, but you know, that could be for very few of you, something like a pub. But yes, so they've had their own business. They've been in business for years, and this person is here now to help you in the area of work that you want to be in. Now, this person is an extremely hard worker. We've got 9 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, and 7 of Pentacles. This person feels like they can't do enough work, that there always needs to be something done, always needs to be done to a standard. Having said that, they're not overly like verbal about it. It's not like do this, do that, do this. There's a nice like democracy, if you will, within the workplace that they hold, because they understand that employees, employee morale is essential in the in obtaining a great outcome, really, of whatever work or industry that they're involved in. Yes, but this person has had their own losses in many ways, but they have built themselves back up again. So even if it's not to the same heights as what they had previously, they may be near to that, or they may be working up towards that. This is something that they're very, very conscious of. However, having said that, they're not completely, like, they're not completely broke, which sounds very odd. This person has been very fruitful as well with money. It's just that the previous business that they owned or that they were involved in just didn't work out. You know, it's how it happens. But they haven't lost their work ethic, which is extremely strong, and they will acquire more success in the future. This person is like on their path and nothing is swaying them. Is there a little bit of stubbornness? Yes, but I don't think you're really going to see it, oddly enough. This person could have a lot of earth in their chart as well. Could have a lot of Virgo, could have a Virgo moon actually for some of you. That may be a thing, Virgo moon. And there was a lot of stress associated to their past for them. Something that there was a lot of things on their mind. They had a lot of worries up to and during the point of their previous success. I think that they felt that that level of responsibility just didn't sit well with them, even though there may be a Leo. Leo, yeah, like Leo Sun, Virgo Moon, for some of you. Who knows? Even Capricorn, or even Taurus, because we're dealing with Pentacles here as well. This person has had a lot on their mind. My God, they've had those sleepless nights, those worries, those questions that, you know, when it's 3 a.m. and those questions are just burning through their head and they can't find answers, and it's like they just can't sleep because of it. It's really strong for them. It's really, really severe. And it's really actually been a highly stressful time in their lives. Even though they did acquire and obtain what they wanted, like, it was a lot, you know. It was very draining on the soul. It was very draining on the self. Like, physically, they took a hit as well. But it's funny when you see this person who is going to help you. They are extremely grounded. I believe they were grounded before they went into their first line of business or study or work or whatever this is for you, or for them. They were grounded. They were quite grounded. Obviously, though, they had that fiery trait, which kind of allowed them to dream a little bit more, I think, and put a lot more of themselves into the job. You know, because, you know, those fire elements are very generous, very loving, and very giving of those beautiful qualities that they have. So, yeah, so when you see them, you kind of got this like warm, fiery vibe, but then when they're working, they're so... keep getting this like ear to the ground thing. They're just steady as she goes, you know what I mean? Very, very grounded. Lovely person, by the way. Interesting. So this is a person that's going to help you in your next endeavor. This is a person that's going to help you in your next project. And they will teach you a lot more as well. But they're all part of your new beginning. Okay? I want you to know that. It's like... it's almost like these two cards are together. These two cards are together. And then these two cards are together. And you know, you'd probably go, right, Page of Rods, Ace of Rods, they should go together. Yeah, but this is an outcome of this. This is your achievements you've done. Yeah. Starting this new beginning of truth of yourself and finding out who you are now. And learning that fire that you have and that creativity. But this person's going to help you. No doubt. Good person to have on your side, and also somebody that they won't divulge everything about you. Do you know what I mean? They have a strong kind of, they don't talk about people and their business. They talk business, they talk shop, they talk about things that are happening and that are current. They're very much into current affairs. Very well up on global issues as well for some of you, but at the same time they're not going to talk about your business to anyone. Very private. Awesome though, right? Like, this is because this is, you know, if we think about the last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks in May, this is coming into June. Sweet. So coming this beautiful June, beautiful sunny summer energy, and at the same time you get new beginnings. You get this lovely person coming in to help you out. Look out for this person. I know at times, as I always say, it's not gender specific. I feel like it's a male particularly, or it could be, it could be a female that's very much in touch with her masculine side. As they say, masculinity, but yeah, I feel like it's a guy though. Cool, right, Scorpio? Love it. Right, okay. That, my darlings, so it's your 2 weeks, your general reading. Now, let's do your love reading. Hey, Scorpio. Okay, so, my darlings, this is your love reading for May the 15th to May the 31st. Okay, so general reading wasn't too bad. Actually, it was pretty freaking good, right? So, let's see how your love life's going here. I feel very quiet. Are some of you being quiet about your love life, or is it just quiet at the moment? It's weird because I was uploading the footage for the general reading, and as I was doing that I was shuffling for your love reading, focusing on your love, and the King of Cups, oh, well, hey now, what are you doing there? He kept popping up. This is his 4th time to pop up, which I'm happy to see, but for some reason I'm getting this really strong loner thing going on with you. Alright, let's check it out, shall we? Let's not despair. Let's check it out. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to do the same method, okay? So top is your first week, bottom is your second week. Okay. And if I need to clarify, I will. Ooh, okay, I feel right. Oh. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Gosh. Scorpio, what the frig? Something mad is going on in your second week, but let's look at your first week. Cool, okay, start of the week again, midweek, end of the week. You've got the 5 of Pentacles at the start of the week, which is like Pentacle energy, earth-like, beautiful qualities. You've got Virgo, Taurus and Capricorn. This is about walking away from a really difficult scenario, and it's something that wasn't in your control, was very much external. You may have tried your best to keep this particular, it could be a friendship, it could be a very, very close friendship, it could be a relationship, or even a marriage to some degree for some of you. But it's like you tried to keep going for so long, and then it had to come to a point where you're like, I can't do this anymore. But it's on a very much a practical level. Like, you may have verbalized what you needed out of the relationship. You may have shown them what you needed out of the relationship. Or maybe you said it, if you're starting to see someone, you're like, look, this is me and this is what I kind of need at the moment as well. Because, your general reading had a lot of things going on. Like, yeah, you've just been busy. You've been real busy. And so, with this particular person here, it's like you were trying to say to them, like, look, this is how it is. This is what I need. And then it's like, they were like, yeah. And they didn't take heed of what you were talking about. And then you were like, I have no choice then. You had to be very practical with them. Even though you're an emotional sign and you have the beautiful, lovely water that's so, it's just so gorgeous. And you had to make a practical decision on this. And this, whatever this was you really put your heart to the side and said, well, look, I need to be real about this. And is this going to work or is it not going to work? And I need to know, because I'm not going to put all my emotions anymore into something that really is just not going to be it's not going to, that I can't fully feel, that won't allow me to fully feel, because there's some things that I require that this person isn't giving me. And you've made the practical decision to walk away from it. Now, believe if you guys were in a relationship, this was very hard for the two of you. And obviously it is, like, it can be a sad thing. But then also it's like, I think the two of you both knew to a certain degree that this was not, it's not working. Because you're both walking away, You do have some lovely good points about it. You did learn a lot about yourself in this, but at the same time, it's reached, you've reached the end of the finish line. That chapter is kind of closing. And it has had, or will have, a major effect on you as well, because you come into midweek 4 of Swords. Now, 4 of Swords is a very strange card in many ways. Not a terrible card, but it's very strange because it's really you understanding that you need to take time out, you need to take a break, and you need to really rest and heal yourself. And for many reasons as well, this is also about resting the mind, allowing it to finally relax. I feel like whatever this is with this person, or, say it was, or, with this person, whoever, if it's not like someone you're going out for, or someone that you were seeing, or, we'll just name them the ex for now, right? Whatever level of commitment it was for you was something that was actually mentally quite draining on you. I don't know if you're fully aware of this, Scorpio. Maybe coming into the first week, once this ends and you both walk away, then it kind of, you realize the mental impact that this has really had on you, and you're like, whoa, oh my God, did I take on a lot there? Jesus, the mental acrobats that I had to sorry, my tongue, my speech, the mental acrobatics that you had to deal with, it's not you. You're more of the emotional kind. Emotions first, thought second. At the same time here, it's the flip side for you, and you're like, that's not how I work, but my God, have I been mentally drained of this process. Now, in a weird way as well, I'm getting for some of you that you're not fully ending it coming into your midweek. You're starting to figure out that the truth of the matter is it needs to end, but this person is kind of not letting you go. Okay? Now, this could be that you're still in a relationship, or that you've broken up, or you're kind of severing ties very slowly with this person. The problem is, though, them not letting you go. Like, do you know when toddlers just kind of pull on the back of your jumper or something? Because they're so small, and they pull on the back. You're like, what was that? And it's them, it's this little person looking up at you. And it's kind of that feeling that you're getting is that, you're trying to sever. And it might not be an overly abrupt verbal manner that you're doing it in. It could be that you're trying to sever, and this person is aware of this severance, and they are trying to keep you with little things like still texting you good morning or good night, or texting you just to see how you are when they're, it's just for them to keep that avenue of communication open so that they're still there. They're still present in your life, and that they're still relevant. But that's so difficult for you because you're trying to get out of it. And they're not wanting to get it. They don't want to deal with it in a way. And it's totally taking its toll on you. But there is healing. And I like that you're aware that there needs to be healing after this, because there's no point in jumping into something else with someone else, even like rebounds. Like, if we really think about rebounds, they are useless. Like, they don't, people are like, get back on the horse, you know what I mean? You're like, whoa, hold on, I've given so much of my time, my love, my emotion, my physical emotion to people, to this particular person, and it's like, you need time to heal. Even if you're the one that's made the decision to sever, like, you still need to come to terms with the fact that, okay, so I'm on my own now, and I don't have that person there at me. And even if you remain friends, there's still that period where you need to, there's a weird like friend adjustment, right? You need to figure out the boundaries a bit. And the end of the week is about clearing all of what is left. These threads that remain, that have the two of you connected. Okay? Death comes in at the end of the week. Right here. Now death is, I mean, is it as ghastly as it looks? He kind of looks fairly severe. Like the traditional Rider-Waite deck you've got. I think you've got the skull, but I think he's got the helmet down, if I remember. I could be very wrong. But I know that this particular illustration shows a lot more of a severe face. A lot more like death itself. And actually kind of looks a bit more angry. But the thing with death is, it's all part of the human cycle. I don't want to say the cycle of life because it implies that things are still kind of living. Whereas if we say that human cycle, it can mean many things to us. It can mean physically, it can mean characteristically, it can mean events in our lives. This card is all about saying, all right, these things that come into my life or have been in my life for a very long time and that are of no great good for me, they need to go. They need to go to make way for something that's really good for me. And as I said in my other videos, and if you're new to my reading, hey, how's it going, Scorpio? This for me means it's like a supernova. Something has to die in order for something to be born in its place. And yes, death can feel severe and harsh and full of tears, like really just so full of tears and painful. But what comes, what grows out of that? Hope. Hope grows out of that. And out of hope grows love. And it multiplies and it expands. And that's what you need now, Scorpio. It's coming in to blow all of this past away. Because I feel like you're trying to kind of get away from it. And it's still coming after you. You know, it's that toddler pulling at your jumper. You're like, Jesus Christ, would you just get off? Not to be bad to any kids, I don't mean that. But you know when someone's pulling at you and you're like, just get off, like, go away. So this death card comes in to do all of that for you. It's, you know, sometimes it can feel a bit like a tornado. I don't think this is going to be a thing for you though. I don't think so. No. Like, I'll be honest, like you really won't like this. Whatever this cleansing within your life is coming, in whatever fashion it may come, you're not going to like it. But trust me, at the end of it, you will feel a whole lot better. You really will. It's just like clearing out that inner closet. It's interesting, like you're just major arcanas all over the place. General reading and love reading. But this is really about the death of your love life as well. Oh, here, no, I don't mean that. Oh, what I mean is the death of those loving relationships that now have come to an end. That need to come to an end. Because you're a different person. And we saw that in the general reading. We saw how much you were changing, Scorpio. And so these things need to die so that people and other loving relationships can form in their place to match who you are now. Or who you're becoming. So very important that this death card comes in. And also, like, I think you Scorpios get this. You have this inherent understanding and knowledge that death needs to come. You need to clear it all out. You need to dust those cobwebs. And you need to breathe again. I guess for any other sign it would be really traumatic. But I think for you guys it's something... You know, I guess it's that darker side of Scorpio that just knows. It just knows that it's just part of it. Doesn't mean that it's any easier for you. It's alright, I get it. You still need that hug at the end of it all, and just for someone to say, you got through it and you're okay. And I'm here to tell you that you're going to get through it and you will be okay. If you take nothing else away from this reading, just take that with you, okay? Now, interestingly enough, you're like second week. Let's just dive in, because even I'm unsure what you're doing or where it's going. So I really need to, let's hone in on you. So the start of your second week, you've got the Hanged Man. Okay, so I get why he's here now and why it's quite dramatic almost. All this emotional cleansing has occurred and has kind of like lifted you slightly. But at the same time, you know, the devil, as I say, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. And this was very much a case for you with this previous person in whatever friendship or relationship capacity that you're involved in. Devil you know is better than devil you don't know. And then when death comes and gets rid of all that, you're like, oh, whoa, what's next? How does this, do I need to move? Do I go on dates now? Do I go on more dates, or do I take time for myself again? Or, I mean, do I venture into love again? It's kind of like you're just a bit, not confused, but disorientated in a weird way. Like, not that you're like physically disorientated and you don't know where you are, but it's like your inner compass is like, it's off. You're not quite sure where you're going. And the Hanged Man comes in and he's like, okay, you're not sure. Oh, you're not sure? Don't worry. Just stop. Just stop. You don't need to, no, don't even think about it. You don't even need to make the decision yet. No. No, here I am. Boom, let's stop. Let's just sit at the bus stop of life and just sit here. Just sit. We don't even need to get on the next bus. Just sit here. And you're going, just sit here? Like, that's all that's required of me? Oh, okay. Right, I'll just sit here with the Hangman. And you sit back and you cross your arms and you go, that's grand. Yeah, whew. Jesus, I thought that was a little bit traumatic there. Thanks, Hangman. And he's saying, no problem. And you say, how long do we stay here for? And he's like, as long as you like. And you think this is great. Well, it's not so great, Scorpio. The Hanged Man is all about stagnation. It's all about energy that does not move. You don't make the decision to go forward. You don't make the decision to go back. You don't make the decision to move left or right. You just stay where you are. And I get it why you're coming into the start of the week in your love life feeling like this. Because you've had everything you've known for the last, I keep saying like 3 to 4 months, 3 to 4 weeks, 3 to 4 years. You've had all that just being blown away. See you later. Bye. And you don't know where you fit in now. You had your place before, you see. You had this place with someone. So even though you're not sure where the relationship went or how it was going with this particular person, you at least knew you were in it, right? You were in this little biosphere, you know? And the Hanged Man is saying, no, it's cool, you don't know. You could just sit with me, it's fine. But it's not so fine. It's okay to take a moment for yourself to kind of, I guess, recalibrate, really, isn't it? And figure out where you'd like to go and what you need to do. But know that there is freedom available to you. And it doesn't really, not that it doesn't matter what direction you go in, but know that it's just important that you go. He purposely and by choice just hangs off this tree. His arms are free, his foot is free. At any point he could pull himself up and, you know, just untie himself. And this card, as I always say, it's about perception. Our perception creates our reality. So when we're hanging upside down, can we really see things for how they are? How accurate is our reality? How accurate is our perception when we look at something that's topsy-turvy? So my advice to you, Scorpio, is if you need the time to just get your bearings, that's grand. Like, do that. But please try not to stay in this energy for too long, because you're not getting the picture. You're not seeing it for what it really is. And what I'd like you to do is go, okay, thanks, Handman. That was fine. You gave me what I needed. You gave me some time to think and just be with myself. But now I want to turn upright and I want to really see things for how they are. I want my perception to be at its most sharpest, so that I know in the reality that's ahead of me that I take those steps towards it. And that I create my, like, the best reality for myself that I can. Do you know, he just seems a bit lazy. Normally I don't get that with him, but I just think he's bloody lazy right now. He's like, oh yeah, no, I'll just hang here. Oh, come on. Lazy, get up, turn around. You know, you want it, you go get it. Scorpio, you're so like that. You're so like that on the inside. Oh my lord. Like, if people only knew that drive you have in you, oh, they wouldn't even bother. They'd just be like, just give it to the Scorpio. Scorpio can do it. Now, you're midweek then, you've got the Hierophant. Whoa, so you did turn around. You did change your perception in a massive way, because now it's like you're making decisions. You've gone, okay, yeah, cool. Right, let's get on with things, yeah? This is part of your rebirth here. The death, and you're coming into your rebirth. And your rebirth is about seeing things for how they are. Making your reality the best that you can for you. And you've done that. You do that into midweek. Because you got the freaking Hierophant here. What is the Hierophant, and who is he really? What does he represent? He's like this male priest in a way. And he very much represents institutions of any kind. So you're looking at academic institutions, you're looking at religious institutions. You're really looking at what I would describe it as like the pillars of society, yeah? A marriage card sometimes. He's about that, I don't want to say societal expectation of marriage, but he is the gatekeeper to marital institutions and what they represent for society. He is in some ways a traditionalist, and that's like not a bad thing, you know? It's nice to have traditions. But he's the gatekeeper to those things. It's really interesting that you've got him. So it's like, you've just changed rapidly. Like, rapidly. But your whole, my God, there's just so much change for you in general. But you've changed rapidly. You went from this relationship or friendship that, you know, benefits or whatever. I'll be really honest with you, feels extremely immature. And I'm not saying you acted immature, maybe the other person did, but just how everything was conducted was like really immature. Like, this didn't, you're like, you know, I keep getting this whole like, Jesus Christ, I'm too old for this. Like, why am I even bothering? It's that, or you had to deal with a lot of immaturity on their side. You're like, my God, can you just be an adult for 5 minutes? You know, and it's not to say that they're like unintelligent or that they weren't lovely, but how they conduct themselves in relationships is not very adult-like, you know. And it was a struggle in many ways. You had to kind of teach them and take care of them in many ways. And now it's all of a sudden like this, whatever this immaturity, like this is gone, and you're now deciding what you want, but you're so believably like this A, B, C about it. Your beliefs are just like bigger. It's like you've given way for what you really want out of your life, which is what I said about the Hangman. Just him distracting you a little bit too much. And it's like the Hierophant comes in and you're like, okay, do you know what? I'm at the stage of my life now. Maybe I do want to be married. Maybe I do want to get married. Maybe this wasn't on the cards here. Maybe I do want kids. Maybe I do want a house and a happy home. Like the Hierophant as well can be sometimes a legal, I say legal transactions, but very much like kind of the justice card, but on a much lesser level. It's like legality. It's like the joining of two, but through legal contracts in a way almost. And sometimes for me, it's like a new house, but I don't get it this. I don't get it with this one. I just feel like you're standing there and you're saying, "This is what I represent. This is what I want," and you know, you may apply, but make sure you've got A, B, C before you even dare come near me. Like it's not even a. You know, you've got standards, Scorpio, but you're more expressive in that. And damn right that you express it in such a manner way. But just you got your boundaries as well, which is fine to have. Just don't create that moat around the castle too big. Do you know what I mean? Make sure people can access you. And then you've got the Magician card here at the end of the week. Holy crackers, like, what's going on? This Magician comes in as this all-knowing master of his craft. He is, and he's a little bit cheeky and he's a little bit mischievous, and I like him for that. But if you see here, he's got every single element of each suit on his table. He's got sword, he's got cups, he's got pentacles, and he's got rods. So there's the pentacle back there, and he's got the rod there. He is like this professor or somebody who delves with potions and the understanding of how certain things react and what you can create out of them. He knows the essential elements of each of the suit, and he can utilize them to the best of his ability. He's so knowledgeable in his field. Like, there's a serious, like, if it was to be a work thing, it's like a serious elevation of understanding your craft in particular. But then at the same time, he's almost like this conductor where he understands all of the elements that make it all come together, yet he stands at the top of that because of all this beautiful knowledge that he has. Let me just, because it's not a person, I feel like this is you, but something switches, like you've just switched, but like rapidly as well, Scorpio. That was fast, no rest for the wicked. Grand. Whoa, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I just keep saying Jesus Christ, but like, I wanted to see what the connection was, what the bridge was between the Hierophant and the Magician. And what do I pull out? Only another two major arcana, the Tower and Temperance. My lord. Okay. Let me just put that up there for a second. Let's concentrate on what this particular bridge is. Oh my god. Transformation, anyone? Right. Okay. Sorry, this reading may take longer than an hour. But it's just so in depth, my lord. Okay, so you've got the Tower card here, which is all about the destruction of things. And as I say, things that are built on really crappy, shoddy foundation, and that the structure of this particular tower is not strong enough to withhold over time, to withhold against the test of time. And so the ground itself will, as the ground does, it will move this structure, and the structure won't hold, and it will crumble to the ground. Here we've got some waves either side crashing at this. It's really like that emotional turmoil. It's just firing itself at this tower, and you've got the fire inside of it as well, which means even from the inside out, it is not at a good place, and it's destructive, and it's tormenting, and it needs to go. And so this combined with death is like, this is a mega freaking manifestation thing. But even here, it's like, were those things that serve us no purpose and are gone. they crumble, and they have to, because like you need to expel, or the universe needed to expel those negative things that were in your life that were draining you, that were pulling you down. And so instead of continuously pulling you down, the universe says, I'm going to pull this tower down. I'm going to pull down everything it represents. And you get to begin again. Now, Temperance is back for you, my lovelies. You had this in the first week of your general reading. And so that fire that I told you about, that of Sagittarius governing this, but also the balance of yourself, of your emotional equilibrium, this is now coming here. It's now saying this tower that you're like completely getting rid of is going to help you again in your emotional equilibrium and like emotional intelligence, which in turn brings you to being this masterful, like it's so big. It almost feels bigger than me even right now, trying to describe this to you. Like there may be something that occurs just between like midweek and the end of the week that is, you know, is another like hit for you. Like it's destructive. It really is. It really is destructive. But I need you to understand that you're coming into your own here, and this is all very important because you're on such a strong journey, and you're on such a journey. Your path right now is essentially, it's carving its way through, and that carving of your path feels like this tower a little bit. You need to push all those energies back to carve your way, to create a path, and to stay on your path. Now, Temperance is here. So I said about that emotional intelligence, that beautiful divine energy that comes and teaches you about your emotional development. But also, this could be a Sagittarius person that comes in as well, that either, I don't think that they do this, but because this comes after. So maybe something that helps you, somebody that aids you in coming to terms with a lot of things, a lot of emotional things, and helps you to become your master of yourself, of, I don't want to say of love, because like that sounds kind of weird, really, being a master of love. What I mean by that is, to be one's own master is a huge achievement. And understanding and being part of the master of our own inner workings of love is massive. Like, we can only ever hope to be at that level, that inner functioning level of the particular area of love within us. This is something that will grow within you, that will swirl around you, and that will just inherently just become one of your greatest assets. I could just keep getting love, 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 so much love. But it's more of a case of this person, like, this doesn't feel like an opportunity or someone that could be a relationship. This is someone who just gets you to realize that what you have and how you've overcome so many things, and how all of that is part of your loving spiritual journey, but also that you've actually elevated to such a degree in that area that you're almost like this teacher of love now, because you've been through it and you've seen it and you've felt it and you've done it. Oh my God, Scorpio. I hope you feel what I'm feeling. I hope you feel this. This is massive. Massive, 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 massive. Whew. Let's just take a rest on this. And by that I mean, let's just really look at this. This is the end of your 2.5 weeks. Being the master of the art of love. But I mean love, not just even like romantic love. I mean love in every single capacity. loving people unconditionally, loving your fellow man unconditionally, putting love where there is no love, giving love even though receiving love is not there, giving love even though there's only negativity coming at you. You'll just, there's so, I can't even bring to words what this is. But you're going to really make a change. But that change is going to like even affect people on a day-to-day basis, that love that you give to others. And I even mean some small stuff like, you know, holding the door open for someone, like a stranger, and them saying, looking and saying thank you, and you're just like, you're welcome. You know, it's even something as small as that, those lovely little gestures. Oh my God, Scorpio! This was a long reading, but realistically, what a great one. Really, like, I will be so happy when I edit this and send it out to you, because, like, I think you need to know. Do you know what I mean? You need to know all of this greatness within you. You just had to, occurrences had to happen in order for you to open those doors on the inside. You know what I mean? And when you have all this, like, I know it's like there's nobody here that really, you know, it's like not falling in love in any ways with anyone, but you're understanding like what love is. Like, okay, see this rose quartz? I picked this because I thought it was bigger than my other ones, and I thought maybe if it's bigger then I won't lose them, because I always seem to lose them, or else I give them to people sometimes when I feel like they need to open up about love. Like, but this represents love in all forms. It's not perfect. It's got some like kind of grooves in it as well, because I dropped it and then I also bought it and I had a bit of a chunk taken out there. It's not perfect, but you know, things come at it and it gets wrecked, but it's still love. It falls down, it gets picked up, it's still love. And I don't know. That's gonna be you. Oh my Lord. Like, I can't say any more, can I? Is there any more you want to know? Whoa. I'm wrecked after that reading. But I'm so delighted and I'm elevated, and I want you to feel that energy over the next few weeks. Oh, Scorpio, I just can't get over. I just can't. This is great. This is great. My lovelies, my beautiful Scorpions, I hope this has been what you perceive to be a great reading for you. I certainly do. If you dig what I do, please like and subscribe, and you know, leave a comment as well if you have any questions. I'll be happy to try and answer them for you. And remember that I do personal readings. I also do twin flames ones as well. So if you feel that this didn't kind of get to the root of, I think we did though, in fairness, but if there's someone in particular that you really want to find out more about, then by all means contact me. My email address is below and I'll send you on my rates, and yeah, we'll figure it out from there. My Scorpions, my lovely Scorpions, remember you are always part of this Tuatha. This is your tribe and you are always welcome here. You guys have a fantastic 2.5 weeks, and I will see you in the beautiful month, the very start of June. You take care, my lovelies. Bye bye.